Ford, Tesla, and GM are forced to close their factories and suspend the production of electric vehicles. Cadillac is forced to transition to manufacturing electric vehicles. Currently, a massive market crash is taking place. Companies are losing billions of dollars and thousands of employees. This could potentially be the biggest automotive catastrophe. People will soon be forced to give up their cars. Why are people refusing to buy electric vehicles? Companies like Ford may go bankrupt, and that won't be their biggest problem. Several 100,000 electric vehicles are sitting idle at dealerships while people are lining up to trade their electric cars for gasoline-powered ones. In this video, I will tell you about the dark side of electric vehicles and why politicians are heavily interfering in the automotive industry, only making things worse. People are turning away from electric vehicles and standing in kilometer-long queues, transitioning to hybrid cars. Let's look at the statistics. In the first half of 2023, a whopping 45% of electric vehicle owners switched to other cars, with more than half of them opting for hybrids. If you're wondering why hybrids specifically, the answer is quite simple. Hybrids offer a middle ground, combining the comfort of a gasoline engine with the environmental advantages of an electric vehicle. And considering the price tag, hybrids are on par with gasoline-powered cars, while electric vehicles continue to be in demand, and their prices as well as maintenance costs keep rising. While people are turning away from electric vehicles, Cadillac has decided to proceed with the production of the very same electric Cadillac Celestiq, which will be based on the GM BEV3 platform with Ultium EV architecture. What do you think? Will this car sell? Share your opinion in the comments. I believe that this car will be nearly impossible to find in car dealerships, and here's why. The government is implementing new rules and procedures for the diagnosis and sale of electric vehicles through dealership networks. As a result, many dealers are facing difficulties in adapting to these changes, leading them to temporarily suspend the sale of electric vehicles. Let's take a look at major brands like Ford and GM. They have started transitioning fully to electric vehicles, ignoring the fact that the demand for electric cars is decreasing every day. These companies are in a very stressful situation, from which they cannot currently escape. Ford is losing over $30,000 on each electric vehicle, and they are also halting the production of their best-selling EV cars. GM is laying off thousands of employees and losing its workforce, which forces them to reduce production and suspend cooperation with dealerships. GM is coming up with many new technologies and implementing them in their new vehicles. Now let's take a look at the overall sales figure of GM electric vehicles for the year 2023. Only 75,000 vehicles, which is just 3% of their total production. What will happen to the remaining vehicles? Nobody knows. And now, we will answer the most anticipated question. What are the reasons why people are switching from electric cars to gasoline-powered ones? There are many reasons, but one of the major factors is politics. Politicians disregard the requests of electric vehicle owners and act in their own self-interest. Their actions only worsen the situation as they introduce various government services for dealerships when selling electric vehicles, causing the price of electric cars to rise. However, electric vehicles have a major drawback. In recent years, there have been increasing news reports of electric vehicle fires. One recent news story was about a Tesla Model S catching fire. This news shocked many people. And this is not the only incident. There have been numerous similar cases recently. Lithium-ion batteries may seem safe, but under certain conditions, these batteries can become like bombs. This is actually one of the major reasons why the demand for electric vehicles is so low. Let's not hide the fact that electric vehicles are not entirely reliable when it comes to charging. You can't go very far in such cars, especially in cold climates where the battery's condition can significantly decrease. Imagine that you wanted to treat yourself and bought an expensive electric car, thinking that you would now enjoy comfortable rides. But in the end, you encounter numerous breakdowns, and your most frequent location becomes the auto repair shop. Statistics show that in 2023, over 80% of electric vehicles experienced repair issues, lagging behind their gasoline counterparts. Another significant issue that is often encountered in electric vehicles is battery failure. Over time, the electric vehicle's battery deteriorates, requiring repairs or, in some cases, replacement. And this is considered a major repair for the vehicle, which costs an average of $20,000. But the problem is not only with the electric vehicles themselves, but also with the countries where they are sold. For example, in the United States, there is not an electric charging station available at every corner. But the problem is not even that. Statistics show that over 40% of electric charging stations in the US are not functioning. So you drive up to a charging station, park your car, and then find out that the charging station is not working. In response to the question about Ford's closure, Ford's CEO, Jim Farley, seems to have heard his customers and said, "Stop." Yes, Ford will continue to produce gasoline-powered vehicles. It is important to understand that if Ford continues to follow the government's lead, its closure will be imminent. What do you think about this? Write your thoughts in the comments. The government is trying to transition the population to expensive electric vehicles by creating unfavorable conditions for manufacturers. Ford has repeatedly tried to resist this and has even halted the production of their best-selling electric cars. Now, let's look at the company's losses and the result it has led to. According to statistics, Ford has lost over $15 million and continues to lose money by reducing production. And what is the outcome? The government has noticed this and decided not to make concessions, instead tightening the rules for selling cars, making concessions only for electric vehicles. As a result, dealers are forced to reduce sales and increase the prices of electric cars several times. When will this battle between companies and politicians end? I will tell you now. What will happen if politicians make concessions and stop transitioning the population to electric vehicles? Politicians will not only have to stop transitioning the population to electric vehicles, but also reverse the regulations regarding automobiles so that dealers can continue selling vehicles as usual. For example, Ford, like many other companies, cannot make concessions to politicians because it would require significantly reducing the production of gasoline-powered vehicles worldwide, which could lead to bankruptcy for these companies.